Blog Talk Radio.
Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Hey, good morning, John Hollis, Rockers in Recovery on Waking Up Blessed. Any day I'm above dirt, it's a good day. Our show here for Waking Up Blessed is about starting our day with some inspirational stories of experience, strength, and hope. This morning we have Alexis Johnson on with us. And she's a model and an advocate for recovery, and we're going to talk to her about those particular things, but most importantly, how she wakes up blessed each morning and how she moves through her day and navigates through her day in a sober way. We go through trials and tribulations each day. We go through great ups and downs. And how do we do that, and how do we maintain our sobriety doing it? If you're listening to the show this morning, I want to thank SoberMap for making that happen. You can go to SoberMap.com, check out what they have. It is a great app that you can download to your phone if you are, on vacation and you're traveling right now. It's the middle of the summer, almost the middle of the summer. And, you can download the app and find a 12-step meeting near you. So go to SoberMap.com, check that out. They've got some new updates that are coming out, too, in August. So, stay aware. It's going to be a great opportunity to find out more information at SoberMap. Also, want to thank our recovery media partners. If you're at the Blog Talk page, you'll see them listed there. Of course, Clearbrook Treatment Centers, Amethyst Recovery Center, the Shores Treatment and Recovery, Hope and Grace Recovery Centers, and all of their information is there with the contact person and the phone number. Please, if you need help or you're seeking information in regards to a loved one getting help, please give them a call. You can also go to rockersinrecovery.com, click on the Media Partner tab, and you can see all kinds of other information there, from Music Cares to, of course, SAMHSA, to other organizations that will be able to help you if you are in, dire straits. So want to, again, thank everybody for checking us out this morning. Rockers in Recovery has been around since 2008, and we're upwards of 2,000 radio shows that we've done, and we have about 1,000 of them listed right there at Blog Talk Radio /RIR Radio. Check them out. Go back through the archive. Enjoy yourself. And let's bring on Alexis. Alexis, good morning, and welcome to Waking Up Blessed.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing today?
It's a beautiful day. Any day I'm above dirt.
Yeah.
It's always a good day.
That's
so.
True.
Let me ask you, what does waking up blessed mean to you?
It's gratitude. Every day, in 9 days, I will be 3 years sober, and July 3rd, I actually celebrated 9 years from my last drink. That was the day of my third DUI, and it is just truly a humbling and very amazing experience to wake up every morning sober and not feel sick. I was a vicious heroin and crack addict for a long time, and I had a drinking problem up until the time I was 27, and I literally could not get out of bed and function without putting some sort of substance in my body. And things got really, really dark for me. My story took a turn from the worst after a car accident, and today, to be able to get up at 3:30 in the morning and go to the gym by 4:30, I travel all over the country. I speak at events, rallies. I was the first speaker for the United States Department of Agriculture on the opioid epidemic, the first speaker ever in the country for them. Like, these little things make me feel so blessed and grateful to have the life I have today, because it's natural. Like, I was told I was beyond hope so many times, and I was never going to amount to anything, even though I was a model child growing up all through high school and whatnot. It just means that addiction does not discriminate, that it can happen to anyone, and the fact that I was able to pull myself out of that not once but twice, I mean, it's truly an amazing feeling.
you go through the ups and downs, and of course there's a lot of stress in what you do, traveling around the country, having to be there for other people, a lot of people tugging at you in different ways. How do you deal with the stress on a daily basis, and how do you walk through? How do you start your day to get centered? You already said you go to the gym and you do those things. Are there other things that you do to get your day started?
Yeah, absolutely. My life is extremely stressful with what I do. I can never really get on a schedule because I'm either at airports or traveling in cars, and that could definitely screw up your mental mentality for a little while because you can't get a system going. But I wake up, I meditate. I have 2 daily reading books here that I read every morning when I eat breakfast, and everything is silent in my house. It's non-negotiable. I take about a half hour in the morning to just kind of calm my mind. I'm diagnosed type 2 bipolar, and my medication that they had me on for the bipolar wasn't working, and it hasn't been. And trying to find a psychiatrist to see me is like next to impossible right now. So I deal with a lot of ups and downs, John. I just got out of a 7-month depression a few weeks ago. It was really bad. I didn't get out of bed. I didn't wash my hair for 2 weeks. I cried constantly and just for no reason. And then the next day I'll wake up and I want to take on the world. And, that's just part of that I have. But I meditate. I go to the gym. I eat very healthy. That's my choice. I don't eat sugars or stuff like that. I do drink a lot of caffeine, coffee. That's like my one niche. But, I have a sponsor. I sponsor women. I take women through the book. I am very active in social media recovery. I've done the 12 steps. I chair meetings. And I think the one thing today that has kept me sober is that I'm not afraid to ask for help. So if I'm struggling with a situation or if I don't know how to do something, I have no problem hopping on the phone and saying, hey, I'm feeling this, or I don't know how to do ABC. Can somebody help me? Because it keeps me humble and grounded, and I always want to learn. Like, I never want to stop learning. When I had 2.5 years sober the first time before my hysterectomy, the reasons I had done it were all wrong. I was on probation. I was doing it for the courts, and, my ego really got in the way because I was, known as Miss Recovery in Northeast PA, and once I had that surgery and painkillers were involved, I fell, and I fell hard. So I think asking for help is part of a daily routine, not being afraid to say you don't know how to do something. I always help a newcomer, give people rides to meetings. I was driving the vans for the Salvation Army for a while before my life got really crazy busy, but keeping all that stuff in perspective and just trying to keep to a routine as much as possible, even when I'm on the road, that has been key in keeping me sane and, a daily routine that keeps me humble and grounded.
You were also a model at one point. Are you still modeling, and what is going on with that aspect of your life?
Yeah. So in the past 3 years, I've made Vogue. I made another magazine, which is the largest magazine in the world. I've been on magazine covers, and this is just in the 3 years that I got sober. I'm currently retired. I went out after I made the last magazine, and I actually got them to support my whole entire story on addiction, which I was one of the first people that they have ever done that for.
Wow.
And it was cool. Like, I've been able to break a lot of stigmas and shatter through barriers in not only the fitness world but the high fashion world too. And every photo shoot I have done has been revolving around recovery. Because if you look at me, I don't look like your typical heroin addict or an alcoholic. And unfortunately, there's still millions of people in this country that live underneath that stigma, that a person's supposed to look a certain way to qualify them to be a junkie or an alcoholic. And it's not true. So when I tell my story and I'm like, yeah, I've died twice and I've been to state prison and I've OD'd 7 times, and, they look at me and they're like, wow. And that's why I really use my modeling, because I do a lot of powerful photo shoots that either signify mental health or overdoses. I do stuff that goes for the jugular and opens eyes because that's my gift that God gave me. You know, some people it's singing, poetry, music. For me, it's the ability to bring out visual enhancements and create, you know, a big, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, to open eyes. So that's kind of where I focus everything on. As of now, I'm retired, but I am looking to get back into it at some point. I'll do a comeback run.
It's good stuff. Do you find that in that whole, you know, listen, we all go through the part of, I know I do, and I have to keep it in check. And one of the biggest things that I need to understand on a daily basis is that this has nothing to do with me. That what Rockers in Recovery is all about is about me having a vehicle that God has given me to be able to carry a message of hope. And when my ego gets involved, I tend to go off the rails. So here's my question for you. You know, it's very high profile. There's a lot of things going on in your life, a lot of working mechanisms. When that ego kicks in, what do you do?
Ego sucks, John. It sucks. And we all suffer from it, including myself. You know, especially being a model. When you're out there and you're on the forefront, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, models are only models for attentions and they need to get validation from people. And then, of course, you get the other people that call me horrible names, and I've been a victim. I want to say victim of every hate message that you can get. Like, there hasn't been one hate message that I haven't got. And it plays because that could hurt your ego because you know your motives are different. Or once you get all that validation from people and you get all the compliments, and even though if that's not why you're doing it, yeah, that drives your ego, absolutely. But I have to remember that my ego and where I thought I wanted to be in my life led me to doing the things that I did, you know?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here going, well, you know, it's July 5th, 2018, and I feel like I should be making $150,000 a year and top-notch model, and I should be this, and this. And then I let my ego play into forcing me into a corner where I think I should be instead of letting God make things happen as it should. So I have to remember to sit back and, you know, when I feel that ego coming up or something where I feel like I'm in the right and things should be my way, I got to remember to take a step back and just say, hey, hold up. I'm blessed, beyond measure to be here. You were given gifts to use. Make sure my motives are pure, because that's another thing, too. You know, a lot of times we say we do things for the right reasons, but we know in our heart we have other motives. So I'm always checking my motives, always.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
It's not
Very good
every
stuff,
day that's
man.
perfect, John. But, you know.
Hey, listen, you know something, that's what Waking Up Blessed is all about, and that's why, you know, for us to be able to sit here and really talk about real stuff. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, you know something? Yeah. I didn't drink spiritual Red Bull, have some, you know, wings pop out of my back and I'm hovering above the rest as a spiritual giant. Far from it, man. You know, here's what, you know, you're talking about this whole process. And, you know, Rockers in Recovery back in the beginning of part of the year, we made the decision that we were really going to concentrate on, you know, doing the media aspect, get back to our roots and really get back into the, you know, the radio shows and blogging and posting and just doing that aspect of it and get really back into the online stuff that we had created long before we started doing concerts and stuff like that. And, you know, it's funny because when we put the concert down and we stopped utilizing the concerts and we stopped doing those things, one of the things that happened for me is I had to go through that whole process. And then guess what? Somebody in my family got sick, and it all made sense why we didn't schedule anything for this year. So, you know something, God always works something out in the end. And he always makes sure that you're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. You know, that's beautiful. And it took me so long to actually come to terms with that. And I still have to practice that. You know, I still have to say, well, you're not here, or this happened because it's supposed to happen. You know, what can I learn from this experience? What can I take out of this to make me a better person on a daily basis? You know, my dad got diagnosed with cancer November, not last year, but the year before. And he's my best friend. You know, he just turned 86. He's got blood cancer. It can never go in remission. He has one kidney, so they have to watch the chemo. And he wasn't going to do the chemo, John. He for his age and his condition, it said that it could probably hurt him more. And there's the story. And I said, Dad, I was the only one in the whole entire family that said, Dad, if you want to, that's your choice. If you don't, that's your choice. You could try it and see what happens. And he thought about it for about 5 or 6 months, and the cancer was getting worse. He was getting blood transfusions every 2 weeks, and he decided to go ahead and try it. And now it's been over 6 months since his last blood transfusion, and his red blood cells have almost tripled from the chemo. And that situation right there, God is taking care of him long enough, I think, for him to see me succeed with my life, because I'm his little girl. Like, he tells me all the time I'm the only thing keeping him alive. And it taught me to fight. It taught me to never give up. And it taught me to appreciate the moments that I have, because you really, truly don't know when they're going to be gone. You know, we don't plan for cancer. We don't plan for all this stuff, car accidents. I saw a nasty car accident last night because of the rain. You just never know. So it's stuff like that teaches me to sit back on my heels and say, wow, you know, this moment's beautiful. Let me enjoy it for what it is. And, you know, that's what that experience taught me.
Amazing message of hope, and amazing daily walk, because, you know, something, you know, what we can say a whole lot, you know, what is our feet doing, and that's really what the proof to my life is, you know what I mean? You know, I can walk and say a lot of stuff, man, but if the fruits of my labor ain't showing what I'm saying, then there's something drastically wrong. And, you know, I seen that you just got done doing an event. You had eloquently talked about at the beginning of the show how you do a lot of events, and you know, you're the first one starting it. What are events like for you? Because, again, you know, you have that whole aspect of family, and I'm going to bring the family into it now, because we have to, you know, there are certain people that contact me, they're family members. I am not a professional, so I just, you know, I have to send them to either Santa or other places that would be able to help them, because I'm not a professional. So how do you navigate and work with family members that might be reaching out to you?
Yeah, so I get so many family members that reach out to me. I woke up this morning to a message from a mother in Washington State that said, by following your journey, you're helping me understand my daughter's journey more. I lost her to a heroin overdose last February. Wow. And she's like, you're helping me understand her journey. And, like, I just got that last night, and that's what I woke up to. And that right there keeps my heart full, because I know even if I can't help somebody make the decision to get into treatment, I don't work for a treatment center. I kind of do my own thing right now. I have a lot of big projects coming up that I couldn't commit myself, but I know where to send people. I know the contacts. Even if that doesn't happen and nobody reaches out for help, the fact that family members message me and say, by reading, you know, the first paragraph of your book, or by seeing your photo shoot, or by you sharing your messages and stories and pictures, I can understand what my little girl went through, and maybe it wasn't something I did as a mom, or maybe I didn't do something bad as a father. Because when I share, I had a great childhood. You know, it wasn't my parents. They had nothing to do with it. I wanted to fit in, so I started drinking, and I didn't know I was going to be an alcoholic, junkie crackhead when I took that first sip of alcohol, but that's how my story played out. And my parents would constantly cry and say, you know, what did we do wrong? Please, can you tell me where I took a wrong turn? And I kept saying, Mom, Dad, it's like, it's not you guys. So that's where I kind of push my story. There's people that do the advocate, for treatment centers, and the other people that, own rehabs, and we need every single piece of the puzzle. For me, it's helping people understand this disease and this whole entire thing of addiction, John, because they can't understand why somebody can't willpower themselves sober or just put it down. And trust me, if I could have just put it down, I wouldn't have been shooting 50 bags of heroin a day and went to prison 7 times. Like, I didn't go there because I liked the food and the accommodations. And, like my dad, he used to say to me, he's like, well, you must really like the food there because you keep going back. And I'm like, no, just don't get it. But
that's great.
Parents are
my first prison experience, I called it Con Travel. It was Judge Con who sent me on my travel plans.
Some state-funded vacations, right?
yeah, not the kind of vacations you want to take, baby.
No. Paid for by the state with a beautiful orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, my God, man. So, hey, listen, one of the things, and we're laughing and we're joking around, and we can laugh and we can joke at our situations, our past situations. See, one of the things that I have found over time, being around the recovery process for a long time, and then being a part of the online thing since 2008, I have found that over the years, we have lost our sense of humor. You know what I mean? We are, to a certain degree, everybody is, we need to, I know for me, I like to let people know that recovery can be fun. You can have a good time in recovery. Listen, if I think that I am stuck and chained to doom and gloom and my life is going to suck, I'm probably not going to take that venture. I'm not going to take that step. But if I can see other people having fun and laughing and joking and not being so serious all the time, hey, listen, addiction is a serious thing. But you know something? I don't have to be serious about it every minute of the day. I can have some humor.
That's true. I agree with that.
What do you feel that are some cool things for you as a person in recovery? What do you like to do? What kind of fun stuff do you like to do so people can hear it?
I like to travel. So every place I travel to, I always do live videos and take the Facebook community with me. Because, again, I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do. And there's a lot of people that will message me, and they're like, I never even left my state, or I've never been on a plane, so I'll take videos of plane rides and post them so they can kind of feel it. And that's been my thing that I've always done from day one of traveling. I love to travel. I love to explore. I am impulsive, so I'll be the person that'll just be like, let's go skydiving, or let's go to an amusement park, or just I like to live. And, it may not always be the best decision to just pick up and go skydiving, but I have made so many awesome memories by just not having plans and, just kind of letting the day roll out. And, the gym is fun. I help a lot of people with fitness. I know all about diet plans. I know about nutrition. I know workouts. I've been studying that for years. I'm actually a bodybuilder. I competed last year in my first competition in April. So I take people on those journeys, and I show them, hey, once you get your mind and your physical self right from addiction, now you can start and take care of your body. You can keep it healthy. You can learn how to make healthy food choices. And I make it fun. I start online groups. I do chats. I'll post workouts and, make myself look like a complete idiot, but to show people how to do stuff. Recovery is fun. It's fun. It's crazy. I spoke at a high school, and I had this one kid come up to me, and he's like, is this life boring? He's like, I can't imagine not drinking at 21. And I'm like, dude, you're 17. Like, slow your roll, number one. Like, you got 4 years until you're legal. But, I explained, I said, how can this be boring? I fly around the country, and I get to travel to all these places and meet all these people, and I'm writing my book and doing all this stuff. And then at the end of the thing, he came back up to me and he's like, yeah, you know, your life does seem pretty cool. I was like, yeah, it's all right, you know. But it's just showing that message that you don't have to be high or drunk to enjoy something. Because that was me. I couldn't even go to the drive-in without being plastered, you know. And now I do everything sober, and I can remember stuff. You know, it's cool. I can remember what I did last week. So, yeah, I like to take everybody with me on my journey.
Great stuff, man. If you're tuning in, Alexis Johnson, Waking Up Blessed. We want to thank Alexis, thank you so much for being on. Great message of hope, and we definitely will hold you in reserve to come back in the future.
Oh, I like that. Thank you so much for having me. This was great this morning.
Yeah, it's a great way to start our day. Inspiration, man.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know,
yeah,
experience, strength, and hope.
That.
Absolutely.
Thanks
for being
so
on.
much.
You bet. And we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
All right, guys, there you go. Waking Up Blessed. A lot of stuff there. A lot of information, a lot of great information about living life, man, in recovery. And, you know, inspired me today. You know, something one day at a time. Mad Glatter said I don't get to pick up, and guess what? I get to have fun with my recovery. I get to plug in. I get to have some cool people in my life. I get to meet cool people. I get to go places. And I get to do the things online each day, put out some humorous stuff, put out some great shows with Alexis. If it was just me, you guys would be, sitting there with your ears bleeding. But thank God for folks like Alexis that want to come on the show and tell you guys exactly how she does it, one day at a time, today. You know, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in, Waking Up Blessed and Rockers in Recovery. I'm John Hollis. If you want to check out Rockers in Recovery, you can do that at rockersinrecovery.com. You can also check out Rockers in Recovery at Facebook, and you can see that pinned every morning, Monday through Friday, to the top of the page is the, of course, Waking Up Blessed show, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Also want to thank, again, SoberMap app for making it possible. And, of course, you can go to SoberMap.com, find out more information about SoberMap. You guys have a rocking day, and we are going to play a little bit of music this morning going out. Of course, our friend Mids, M-I-Z, at Facebook, Dope Sick Blues, and he's going to be on the 13th, July 13th. We also have David Usikian of the Hooters coming up. We'll be starting to play some of his music tomorrow. And we got some other great musical artists that are going to be happening here. And thank everybody for tuning in and being a part of Rockers in Recovery, Waking Up Blessed.
It's 5 a.m. and the sun will be rising soon. There ain't a damn thing I can do. It's cold outside and I feel like I'm ready for the spring. Or just to hear the morning sing. Drenched in sweat, just trying to get used to living in got nowhere else to go. These scars on my arms from sticking that needle in and out. I still don't see no reason why. I think it's about that time to check you in again. You can easily see why. You can easily see.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not...
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.